Acknowledging small wins is not self-indulgence. It is the precise mechanism by which positive habits become permanent. I want to challenge a belief that I think holds a lot of people back. The belief that celebration is only appropriate at the finish line. That the recognition of progress should wait until the goal is achieved. That self-acknowledgement is premature or even self-indulgent until the big result arrives. I understand where this belief comes from. There's a virtue in it, a kind of serious, eyes on the prize discipline that doesn't allow for self-congratulation until the work is done. But I've come to believe it's wrong, or at least incomplete. And I want to explain why, specifically, practically, with the psychology to back it up. How habits are actually built, let me give you a brief piece of neuroscience that I think is enormously relevant. When you perform a behavior that your brain registers as rewarding, it releases a small amount of dopamine. Dopamine is the brain's reinforcement signal. It essentially says, that was good, do that again. Over time, with repetition, the behavior gets connected to the reward signal, and the behavior becomes easier, more automatic, more likely to recur. This is how habits are built, not through willpower alone, through a cycle of cue, behavior, and reward. Now here's the critical insight. The reward doesn't have to come from external sources. The simple act of consciously acknowledging a completed behavior, noting it, feeling satisfaction about it, even saying to yourself, I did that, generates the neurological reinforcement that makes the behavior more likely to repeat. Celebration, even internal, private, brief celebration, is not fluff. It is literally the mechanism by which habits become permanent. What we miss without acknowledgement here's what happens in the absence of any celebration or acknowledgement of progress. The mind has no positive feedback loop connecting effort to reward. The person exercising every day for a week, but never acknowledging that they exercised every day for a week, creates no reinforcement. The brain has no particular signal that this behavior is worth repeating. The person who finishes a chapter of a book they're writing and immediately focuses only on how much remains unwritten deprives themselves of the motivational fuel that the completed chapter should provide. Progress goes unregistered. And unregistered progress is psychologically almost the same as no progress. This is partly why people feel stuck even when they're actually moving, because they're only measuring against the destination rather than measuring from where they started. Now let me be precise about what I'm advocating, because I want to address a legitimate concern. I'm not suggesting you celebrate the intention or the plan or the preliminary enthusiasm. I'm advocating for celebrating completed, specific behaviors. I exercised today. That deserves a moment of genuine acknowledgement, not a week off. I wrote for 45 minutes. That deserves recognition, not an assumption that you're now a finished author. I made the difficult phone call. That deserves noting, not a permanent escape from further difficult phone calls. Celebrate the behavior, then return to the work. That is the rhythm of sustainable progress. And it is the antidote to both complacency on one side and joyless, grinding, depletion-producing striving on the other. The Journal of Wins here is a practice I've found powerful and that I recommend widely. Keep a wins journal, not a gratitude journal, though gratitude is valuable. Specifically, a record of completed positive behaviors. Each day, write down 3 things you did that were aligned with your goals and your values. Not things that happened to you, things you did. I woke up at 6. I read for 30 minutes. I chose the meal that supported my health. I had the honest conversation I'd been avoiding. Small things, but things you actually did. Over time, this journal does something remarkable. It becomes evidence. When you're in a discouraging period, when progress feels slow, when results aren't visible, when the doubt is loudest, you can open that journal and see hundreds of small, consistent, completed, positive behaviors. You are not failing. You are building. The evidence is there in your own hand, page after page. That is enormously sustaining. One more dimension I want to add. The discipline of celebrating small wins applies not just to yourself, it applies to how you treat the people around you. When you notice someone taking a first step towards something difficult, acknowledge it. When a team member completes a piece of work, specifically acknowledge it. When a child does something brave, however small, celebrate it. Because the people around you are governed by the same neurological reward systems. Your specific, genuine acknowledgement of their positive behavior reinforces that behavior. Not in a manipulative way, in a human way. You are saying, I see what you did. It matters. Do it again. And that message, delivered consistently, is one of the most powerful leadership and parenting tools available. Here's what I want you to walk away with. Progress deserves to be noted. Consistently, specifically, without waiting for the goal. Because the goal is assembled from small wins. And if the small wins go unacknowledged, unregistered, unrewarded, the person doing the work runs out of fuel before the destination arrives. Note the small win. Feel the satisfaction genuinely. Use that satisfaction as fuel for the next effort. That is the cycle of sustainable achievement. That is how you stay in motion long enough for the destination to actually come into view.